You may have the newest tech, the freshest thinking, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't have the right team of A players, as we heard in the previous discussions from John Brown to Mickey. So here are some tips from a serial entrepreneur, Fritz Demopoulos, who's founder for Queen's Road Capital, on how to identify, hire, retain, and motivate A players to create amazing performances for your business. Over to you, Fritz.
Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, Soo-Hoon and everyone at WiT. Many of us are familiar with one of Stephen Jobs' key philosophies: hire the absolute best people for your startup, or recruit the absolute best warriors for your adventure. There are important reasons for this. Typically, a high-performing individual is 4 times more productive than an average employee. And more striking, for complex work, such as what we do in tech, high-performing staff are 8 times more productive. Now, the same concept also applies to teams, not just individual performers. Amazing teams made up of all sorts of people can travel farther and slay more dragons than average teams. And between companies within the same industry or category, the leading firms, without a doubt, out-execute everyone else. The best, the top 5%, the top 1% will make a meaningful, earth-shattering difference to any company. And it is not just efficiency, to echo Stephen Jobs again. The doers are also the thinkers. They offer fundamental strategic insights. They have the passion, the wherewithal, the insane drive to learn and understand, which ultimately leads to wonderful results. Can you hire the best? Those A players? Do you know where to look? Can you determine who is an A player if you met one on the street or a Zoom chat? Can you tell who has the potential to be an A player one day? Maybe they're not today, but one day in the future. Are you ready? Is your staff and your company culture ready to accept these types of exceptional individuals? They may think differently. They're true heterodoxes. They are certainly uncompromising, and they don't have much patience. Will your adventure accommodate these warriors? Do you know what motivates the A players? Do you have the resources to pay? Are you really willing to share some of your treasure? Do you know what they really value with compensation? In today's reality, there are many more tools and sources that help employees understand their true value. You need to accept it and compensate appropriately, whether that means high long-term equity compensation or short-term cash compensation, or something entirely else. Do you know how much they value the work they do? It's the paradox of startups that there is a lot of innovative and compelling work filled with variety and challenge. Who wouldn't want that? But also a lot of tedious, boring work that needs to be done accurately and efficiently. Luckily, there are more and more tools and outsourcing is available. But another key question, how do you motivate staff to ensure that we do both well? The variety and challenging work and the stuff that's a little bit more boring. And what about the work environment? It's not just about free smoothies and foot massages. Yes, open office environments are effective at creating collaborative environments and a sense of equality, which is really important. But we find that staff are actually more productive with some partitions and silos. How else can the top performers, those warriors, avoid distractions and get into the flow? And remember, just giving everyone a free iPhone will never save a company. Another question, do you know what is important to your potential warriors when it comes to their immediate boss and colleagues? In some situations, staff more and more view their relationship with you not as employee and employer, but as equal collaborators for a fixed period of time. The alliance, as Reid Hoffman likes to coin it. Are you able and willing to accept a relationship based on collaboration? Yes, there is an evolution in what people want. What motivates them changes. We've seen massive differences in only part of a generation. And let's remember, of course, that some things will always stay the same. It's up to you as founders to figure it all out. Let's also not forget your company vision, culture, and values. Liz Daly once said that your customers care about what you care about. In other words, like it or not, potential customers want to see that your company cares about many of the top-of-mind social topics such as sustainability, inequality, and diversity. The same can be said for potential employees. They want their employer, they want you to uphold values above and beyond a purely financial touchstone. What are your values? The privilege of being a founder is you get to decide what those values are and weave that through your entire organization. Take advantage of this unique privilege. Let's also not forget how to allocate work. This is more tricky than it appears. Yes, we want to give our staff a voice, independence, and the opportunity to be creative. But these need to be funneled toward a larger vision of providing to our customers not chaos and randomness, however valuable and cool it might be. Can you hire well? Do you know an A player when you meet one? It goes without saying that the traditional filtering or labeling methods don't work anymore. A Harvard degree and experience at Goldman Sachs, two common filters, are not a predictor of startup success. And it's uncertain whether or not a Thiel Fellow, a Y Combinator alumni, and Forbes 30 Under 30 winner will lead to any success that is statistically significant. All this means is you'll have to ignore the labels and instead do the only thing that you can do. Spend substantially more time with potential candidates to really get to know who they are. Spending more time might be the only way to truly vet someone. And some people who only seem normal to you now may indeed have the potential to be great. They are sitting right there in front of you. But because of certain predispositions, either by you or them, the magic doesn't happen. Some can genuinely rise to the occasion. The effectiveness of blind interviews have shown the incredible biases that decision makers make. We miss a lot. Who are those phoenixes sitting right in front of you? Don't underestimate the genius in your office, and also don't overestimate the collector of labels filters. Of course, tech is changing and changing fast. Change provides huge opportunities. And our people, our workforce, our warriors are changing too. And we need them to achieve success. Can you think strategically about these changes in values, thinking, performance, and compensation? And finally, I believe if you are a little bit smarter and a little bit faster than other startup founders, you might just identify, hire, retain, and motivate enough A players to scale even greater mountains in those adventurous foreign lands than you ever thought you could. Good luck. All the best.